Welcome back to another episode of Feminine Energy with Danielle, DeVita. I have another piece of information I wanted to go into, and I want to do that today. And this is called protecting your womb. So before we get started, for those who listen to my content, I truly appreciate it. For those who have subscribed, I appreciate you continuing to come back and listen to me because you don't have to. And for those who this is your first time, I appreciate you taking the time to tune in and listen to me. If you haven't, you are able to go to my website to see more about my content, mrsdanielledevita.com. I am also on Instagram. I am also on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook, all under Mrs. Danielle DeVita. So let's talk a little bit today about protecting your womb. And I'm going to go as far as saying, if you're a man listening, protecting your seed. So in essence, you are protecting the life that you bring into this world. Of course, I talk about all things femininity, dating, and marriage. So I definitely speak to women, but this is not to say that men do not have issues in vetting. They very much do. It is not just women that have issues in vetting. It is men as well. So just to give you a quick rundown of what vetting is when you take the time to see the person that you are interested in, the person that you want to take an interest in a romantic way. Well, and you can do this in a non-romantic way, like friendships, vetting jobs and things like that. But basically, whatever your interest is, you take a look and see, does this person line up with the values that I have? Do they line up with the things that I find fundamental? Do they fall in line with the standards that I have for myself? Do they fall in line with my views? And do they also fit into my preferences? As you know, if you've been listening to me, I believe that preference should be secondary to standards. Standards are things that form someone's personality, their characteristics, their character, who they are as a person, how they see the world, their perspective. These are things that are fundamental. These are things that you need they're part of your morals, who you are. They make up who you are as a person and how you see the world. Preferences can change because as you get older, as you get more mature, as you're around certain things, your preferences may change, but your standards should always remain the same. Now, if you are someone who did not have good character before, or you had no standards or low standards, then yes, your standards would change for the better. But so we're speaking about preferences, standards that should be fundamental to how you live your life. All right. And they should not be substandards. They should be actually standards. Okay. Now that we understand what vetting is, this is part of vetting, protecting your seed in your womb. Because as you are, dating someone, you're getting in a relationship with them, you want to know, is this person of good character? And the reason why this is important is because good character encompass a lot of things. So many people say, well, I want them to do this. I want to do that. I want a man that does this. I want a woman that does this. If you get a person with good character, if you're a woman looking for a man with good character, one, he's going to be financially stable, which means he's going to have decent management of money. So he's not going to squander his money on things that do not matter because of ego, because he wants to look a certain way, but he's not that. That's good character, right? A lot of people can say, oh, someone can have good character and be bad with money. Yeah, they may tend to spend more, or someone is too frugal, but they're not going to be someone that, like you think of a person, and I'll give you an example of a person who gambles, and they gambles to the point that their home is ripped from under them because they've gambled so much. A person who has gone with the wrong crowd to the point that now they put themselves in a situation where they will now be in jail. So now their wife or their girlfriend or their children have no father because they decided to put themselves in a predicament that will have them locked up for years. This basically poor judgment. So in all these situations, a person of good character is not going to have poor judgment. Poor judgment with money. Not to say they're always the best with money. They're not going to have poor judgment and misuse money to the point that it's detrimental to themselves and others. A person who has good character is not going to mistreat people emotionally, verbally, physically. None of those things, right? Not to say that people don't make mistakes. A person with good character is not going to be a chronic liar and cheater. And the reason why I say chronic is because to say that someone never lies is just, people lie. You may call it a white lie. You may call it a big lie. You may call it insignificant, significant, whatever it is, people do lie. Whether you say you're 5 minutes down the street when you're really 10 minutes, whether you've lied because you didn't want to hurt someone's feelings and say, oh, that dress looks good on you, but it really doesn't. Whether you told someone you loved them and you never really did because you didn't want to hurt their feelings. Whether you accepted someone's proposal when you were never interested in marrying them. At the end of the day, you've lied before in your life. People cheating. People have cheated on tests. People have cheated time out of your job. You may have decided to, be 5 minutes late or leave 5 minutes early without some type of approval or making up that time. You've cheated time out on your job. So I can't say someone who has never ever lied or never ever cheated. So a person who is a habitual liar and cheater, that is poor character. So someone who has poor judgment, poor character, mistreat people, they are habitual liars, cheaters. They are someone who messy. They like to start things, instigate, create drama, unnecessary drama. Those things are poor character. So if you if you say, well, I'm going to put him on child support because I don't think that he's going to properly take care of my child. If you are with any man and you feel that he, without the court, is not going to step up, because you could have children with people and that person is going to step up and make payments and do anything without you having to tell them to. But if you feel that, and we're not talking about women who just do it just to do it, and women who don't want to work anything out with the guy. But if you feel that the only way you can help in getting the child the things you need is to bring the courts involved, because they're not going to be there. They've dipped out on you. Why were you with them in the first place? So this is important, because when you decide to give your cookie, if you're a woman, your private areas, and if you're a man and you decide to give the woman a piece of you, and you don't take the time to realize, is this the woman that if I decide to penetrate, that she's going to hold my seed and it's going to fertilize, right? And it's going to create a baby. Is this the woman that I can see being the mother of my child? Is this the woman that when this child has my last name, she's also worthy of my last name? If she's not, why are you giving your seed away? And if you're a woman allowing a man to have a piece of your cookie, but he is a cookie monster, he's not worth your cookie, or for the seed that he's going to plant in your womb, why are you with him? We need to be protective of our bodies and our womb. So this isn't just about having babies and bringing life to the world, but they could, someone can bring spirits, someone can bring diseases, illnesses, strongholds, soul ties. And then this is a one-night stand, maybe. We've all, giving, not all, but a lot of people, they've been there. We've been there. We've given we've given a piece of ourselves to someone that we did not end up with. I understand that happens. But at the end of the day, moving forward, the question is, why are you continuing to do that? So when you mess up the first time, and when you messed up in your younger years, now that you're more mature, why continue to do it again? Or why continue after the first child? You do this with another person, or even the same person, and another, and another, and another. Child is being created out of dysfunction. At what point will you learn that this is not about you anymore? It's about the child. And is it in the best interest of the child or children to have people in their lives or attached to them, like a parent, that is not going to do them any good? Financially, emotionally, spiritually, not do you any good. Financially, emotionally, spiritually. Protect your womb. Protect your cookie. Protect your body. Protect your seed, because all of this is your legacy. At this point on, everything that you give birth to, every seed that you create is going to be a footprint. It is going to be your legacy. Not only is the child that you conceive is your legacy, what you do is your legacy. What you do in the world, what decisions you make is your legacy. Protect your womb. Protect your seed. Protect your body. It's not enough just to say, let's not worry about the food that we put in, let's worry about the food we put in our body. Let's make sure we diet, we exercise, we make sure our bodies look good just so it can be defiled on the inside. So you want to look good on the outside, but you don't want to worry about protecting your mind. You don't want to worry about protecting your insides, protecting your spirit. When they say mind, body, and spirit, that's what they mean. Don't just get your body right, get your mind right, and get your spirit right. So that means protect the inside and the outside. So it's not enough just to talk about mindset when you don't want to talk about the whole point of protecting your body and who you allow enter in. Not just who you allow in your circle and your friendship and who you entertain, but who you allow inside you, who you go inside. Think about why you do this. Why is it so important that you feel this temporary release when you can have everlasting pain from the effects of this temporary release? Is that good enough for you? Are you worth that? Is the woman that you decide to be with worth that? Is the man you decide to be worth that? Are you worth that? Are you worth 20, 30 minutes, an hour? And a lifetime of pain and trauma? I listened to a man say, it's not the same for men and women. Men can just move on and have sex and move on and have sex, and there's no strings attached. But for a woman, there's so much attached to it, so many bodies. That if she had so many bodies, which means she's had more than one partners, so many children, so much trauma, so much goes on with the body, her outsides, her insides from giving birth. So much goes on mindset wise, emotionally wise, because women are more emotional when it's, when engaging in intercourse. He said all of those things, and then he follows up with he has 3 baby mamas. So it shows that although he knows all of those things, he decides that you're not worth protecting. He knows the emotional damage that this will cause, the physical damage to your body and giving birth. He knows the mindset that other men would think about you. But he didn't think about you. But you let this man inside of you. And he's one. He's one of your baby daddies. So then you did the same thing, allowed 2 other men. Now this man knows the damage he's done. And do you think he cared? Do you think he would care about the daughters that he brought into the world? with this woman? No, because he's not around. He's not thinking about you. He's thinking about temporary pleasure while you have a lifetime of pain, while you have long-lasting pain. So even when you do get coaching, when you do get therapy, that's a lot to go through. Protect your womb. And I'll go as far as saying protect who you even talk to, who even enters your space. You have a protective bubble, and no one should enter in if they're not ready to do right by you. And if I sound passionate, it's because I am. And you should be just as passionate about the people that you associate with, the people you entertain, the people you have intercourse with, the people you have children with. And it really, I should say person. But the fact that remains is a lot of people are having more than one partners, more than one baby daddies or baby mamas, more than one soul ties. Get it together. Not just for your sake, but for your children's sake, for your legacy's sake, for your brand. Who you are matters. What you create in your womb matters. Your spirit matters. Your self-worth matters. The question is, do you think it matters? And if so, what are you going to do about it? We hear the term, sow your royal oaks. Is your oak royal? And are you treating it as royalty? Ask yourself that question. Are you royalty? Do you behave royalty? And everything you plant in this world, children, legacies, and thereof, is it royalty? So I will leave you with that. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that this resonates with you. I hope that at this point on, you realize that you matter. Mind, body, and spirit, all that matters, and that you're protective of everything associated to you. All right. Take care.
You gotta waste your own. We all cry alone, going to the grave alone. Gotta let the ones before us. Don't you fucking